What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video I was told that I was going to have a Brat summer. So I'm going to do that, I guess, by doing the full album reaction to Brat from Charli xcx. I'm super excited to check this out. I did my first Charli xcx reaction the other day, and to be honest, I'm shocked that we have not checked her out on my channel, considering what I love about music, especially when it comes to those little bits of production and kind of the nerdiness that can go into production and music. What I heard from Charli xcx and what I read from the comments, have a feeling we have a lot that we're going to enjoy in this. Before we get into today's video, I just want to plug my Patreon. I do a ton of exclusive content over there, including full uncut album listening parties. So if you want to check this video out that you're watching right here on YouTube, you can see the full version over on Patreon, along with over 140 albums like that. And I think like 400 exclusive videos in total. I've had it for like 5 years now, so I've been building up quite a library over there. If you want to check it out, the link's in the description. All that out of the way, I'm super excited to dive into this. Yeah, we're starting with 360. Let's go.
Yeah, 360. When you're in the mirror, do you like what you see? In the mirror, you're just looking at me. I'm everywhere, I'm so Julia.
Oh, she catches such a good groove on this.
Legacy is undefeated. You gon' jump if AG made it. If you love it, if you hate it, I don't fucking care what you think.
Oh yeah. If you love it, if you hate it, I don't fucking care what you think. I feel like we're getting kind of two things here. The first verse kind of made me feel like Charli is just acknowledging to this person that she was with, maybe, that you have no choice but to see me everywhere. But I feel like the bigger picture of this, at least based on that second verse right there, is it's like, it's 360. I'm taking over everywhere. No matter where you look, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be present. And she meant that shit, because this has 120 million streams as of right now.
360.
Hey!
Do you like what you see? When you're in the mirror, you're just looking at me. I'm everywhere, I'm so Julia.
I'm actually feeling like she's talking about her impact on the culture as a whole. I think she's saying, like, if you look in the mirror, you're looking at me. Like, what you see in the mirror is reflecting the culture that I am just spilling. I can definitely tell that I'm gonna be super into like just the amount of like instruments used, and also like what we got going on. I'm a big fan of synthesizers and just kind of like the kind of more interesting sounding instrumentals sometimes, and I feel like we're going to get a lot of that with Charli. Just kind of want to see what's going on in her brain throughout this record. I definitely feel like it's her impact on the culture that she's trying to explain here. And by the culture, I just mean like the impact of like her impact in pop music and her impact in like modern day fashion or in music production. Just being able to acknowledge like, no, this is my shit right here. Like, I am everywhere that you look. I feel like that is a flex like no other, because it's one thing to be like, I'm rich and I'm famous. It's another thing to say, I've made it to the point where you want to be me. All right, this is club classics.
The club, I wanna hear this club classics. Club classics, club classics.
Hey.
When I go to the club, I wanna dance with George. I wanna dance with Sophie. I wanna dance to Hot Mo. Play the track fast, not slow. Pull it back twice, let's go.
Oh,
Like,
dude, I fucking love her, because I bet I feel just on a couple of songs that Charli is definitely a music nerd on like one of those wavelengths. Like, not only just from the creative process, but just listening to the lyrics of the song. When I go to the club, I want to hear those club classics. And then she starts name dropping all these artists that she wants to hear. And also she says, all right, pull it back, slow it down. Like, to me, that's so fucking cool, because you know the feeling you get from music, and to be able to like also be able to be like, no, I want those things, and I know enough music production to be like, no, when that comes in, slow that shit down. Like, I want to feel that. Oh! She gotta drop that. She just switched the whole thing up, because I think she's saying, no, when I get to the club, I want to dance. I think she's saying like, I want to dance with me or to me, like saying like, you need to be playing my shit. I'm the club classic. Fuck yeah. Ooh. I don't even know that much about like dance music and shit, but like I want to be sweating at like excess right now. I also feel like I definitely want to take up trying to produce some dance music, just to, because I feel like in doing that with hip hop, I've learned so much about music. And I've only been doing it every day for like 8 months. You know what I mean? So like, imagine if you like dedicated time to this. I feel like I could learn even more about it, because I feel like there's so many emotions that kind of go through, and I love to hear the different kind of drops and those like felt like reverse bass hits. Like that was fucking cool as shit. I also really love the idea, if I'm right about the lyrics, who knows, but I like the idea of just saying like, no, I am the club classic. Like when I go to the club, I want to hear the classics. So I'm making them bangers. You need to be playing them. All right, this is Sympathy as a Knife. Oh. See, she's deadly because like you've got all this cool production, at the same time you've got this cool like dance club vibe, but don't forget that Charli's also got these like solid vocals. At least that's what I'm learning right now, because listen to this come in right here. This is so fucking solid. It also sounds like Psycho being like sampled in the back a little bit. It's pitched up higher, but I don't know. Maybe I'm diving too much into that. I hear knife, but I kind of hear that a little bit. Ooh! I love the vocal effects so much. Dude, I love her voice in this so much. Woo! Well, that's my favorite song on this. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to a playlist right away for myself. Thank you. Holy shit, I love this. So, a couple things. One, let's make sure my hair's not being stupid, dude. It's so curly. Oh man. Let's just get that out of the way. Okay. Okay, cool. I love the song so much. I love the vocal runs in this. It's my favorite thing. I love that they go higher and higher. I don't know if we're just doing layers of vocals there, if we're doing like a melodyne. I don't quite know, but I love the sound so much. I love the effects used in this. I love that Charli's vocals, as the song progresses, they just get higher and higher to the point that we're way up there by the end of this, and I fucking love that so much, all while hearing these emotional like drops into the chorus. I love the chord progression that kind of leads us into that. Again, all catering to Charli, just owning these vocals right here. Such a big fan. I feel like just trying to think about the meaning of the song, the only thing I could really think is that base level feeling of it, Sympathy as a Knife. I'm kind of, probably taking it from the title, but judging by hearing that Psycho sort of sample, that American Psycho kind of sample I was hearing, I feel like it's trying to say like, while I'm struggling with all these things, maybe all this stuff's going on, the more that people bring attention to the things that I'm going through, or the more that they're putting me on display as being that person who needs help from other people because of these things that I'm looking at, it actually does way more harm than good. It makes me feel like I have to relive this shit all the time. Don't know that any of that's actually accurate, but that's kind of what I was picking up on the vibe, especially with, again, the way that the song was kind of going and stuff. It felt like a very like emotional release for Charli. All right, this is I Might Say Something Stupid, or every reaction video that I've ever done, including this one. Let's just make sure my bucket. Okay, here we go.
Wear these clothes as disguise.
I love how warm sounding that key is, that piano.
Just to read into the party, door is open, let in. I don't feel like nothing special. I'm famous, but not quite. But I'm perfect for the background. 1 foot in a normal life. I grow so cold.
Okay, don't know. Hold on. Okay, I don't know if they're supposed to transition. I want to talk about the song so much. I didn't interrupt it because I feel like there's a lot of vulnerability in this. I don't know that that's, like, I don't know what the lyrical content typically is for Charli, but I feel like in this scenario, this is deep as fuck, because I feel like this is the addressing thing that I think once you get to a certain age, or in her case, a certain age with a certain career, I think you start to question everything around you. Because she even says, like, I don't even know if I'm at a point where like I'm supposed to still be here, or am I supposed to just like be retiring? And at the same time, like, am I famous or just like somewhat famous? Because I'm not quite the most famous artist in the world, but like I still have a whole career and I still have fame. But like it's crazy because from people like us looking up at these celebrities, we're like, oh my God, you are like this crazy successful artist. Like if you're Charli, you're like, look, I know that I'm very famous. Maybe I'm not the most famous, but I'm also like, I'm famous, but if I'm not that famous, then should I not be doing this anymore because I can't reach this level, or at least I haven't yet? Doesn't mean I won't, but if I haven't reached this level yet, should I be like throwing in the towel or should I keep going? At the same time, as you get older, you're starting to think like, am I just going out and having fun or spending time with friends, going out to the clubs, dancing, whatever? Or like, do I just want to be home? The whole point is you get to a certain point where you start to be so almost like lost within yourself. Like, what do I do next? That kind of vulnerability is real, especially as you get older. So I love to hear that in this, especially with just how heavy this was. Again, I love that very like warm sound, that fuzzy sound that we were getting from that piano, because I think it just added so much of that emotion. And now that I have talked so fucking much, this is Talk Talk.
I've been looking at you, putting holes in your head. We've been talking for months.
Okay, so it sounds to me like this is somebody that you have a great relationship with online, you flirt with, send pictures to each other, you talk, whatever. The whole point is you have this like cool online thing, but then like in person, maybe you guys are like too nervous to actually like talk or be about that or whatever. And it makes it hard because even like she says, like, I see you there standing with your friends and I wonder what they know. Like, I wonder what, like, do you tell them about us? And then like, if so, is this even more weird that we still don't just talk in person?
But then I felt crazy. I'm feeling like I'm on fire. 'Cause we've been keeping this a secret.
Love those
And all your
effects.
friends are still there. I wish you'd talk, wish you'd talk, wish you'd talk, wish you'd just talk to me. You talk, wish you'd talk, wish you'd talk.
It's, all these songs are written like to be catchy right fucking away. I fucking love all, like, I'm trying so hard not to even talk over these instrumentals. There's so much going on in these songs and I love it so much how everything comes together so beautifully. There's all these very interesting sounds that I think they probably went through and really did a lot of sound design with, and I fucking love it. This song, there's like two things I'm kind of getting from this. On one, it kind of seems like maybe it's just that she's in a room with somebody and literally like they have such a strong connection that she just wants them to like come over and like make something happen. Like, do they have to follow you to the bathroom? Like, what do they have to do to make this happen? But the other thing I kind of get from this is it's two people that have been talking and flirting and kind of all this stuff going on behind the scenes, but they've been too nervous to like actually do it in person or to do it in front of people or anything. And it's almost like Charli like pleading with them. I don't care if you talk to me in French. I don't give a fuck. Just talk to me. Like, I just need this to happen. And I feel like I've been in that situation where you've like, you know, you kind of flirty with somebody, definitely when I was younger, but like you're flirty with somebody and you finally see them in person. You're kind of like nervous to actually like do anything. It's like the feelings are overwhelming. But when you finally do, it's like an incredible feeling. Yeah, feel like fucking probably wrong about that, but I do like the idea of that delivery. But to me, also another thing, I'm a big fan of the hooks in this record already. Makes sense with like this club vibe. Like you're going to have with like dance songs, you're going to have songs that have like really great, like repeatable moments, really great hooks, especially with the loops in this. Like there's a lot of cool stuff going on, but at the same time, they all just feel like solid bangers. So I see a ton of streams on this record and it hasn't even been out that long. It hasn't even been 2 months. So it's fucking cool. All right. This next track, nostalgia throwback here. This is Von Dutch. Hey! Woo! Let's go. I like when she talks that shit. Hey! Oh! I love this fucking attitude. Like, I love this idea, especially like it's not just the amount of like addressing things this way, of being like, no, I get it. Like I am what people are talking about. I am the number one. I am the thing that you guys can't fucking like get over. At least that's how it feels. I could be wrong about that, but it kind of feels like it's no matter what's going on, I am like that shit, right? And I love that these instrumentals fall, like really push like this moment, especially in this. It almost like this instrumental lays out this fucking runway for Charli, and it's like, yo, go out there and talk your shit.
Just admit that you're jealous of me. You're obsessed and just confess it, 'cause it's obvious. You're not.
See, this is the other thing too, is like, so talking about her addressing shit is like, and I'm saying like, you know, her being that person that everybody's like talking about stuff. This is what I mean is like, if you spend so much time disliking somebody or hating them or any of those things, it kind of feels like maybe at some point you actually do kind of enjoy them, and maybe you're just criticizing them because it's like, what, you have to be jealous of something that they have going on for you to dedicate time to hating them. I get money, you get mad because the bag's up. It's just hater energy. So fucking sick. All the vocal shit she does with her voice makes these songs so awesome. The song just has a perfect blend of like the attitude that I love while also having the super interesting instrumental. I love just kind of hearing all the sound effects and sound design that has gone on in this. My favorite thing still stands. I love the attitude of Charli in this. At the same time, I love her vocal work. That, like her delivery on these vocals that then turns them into loops and then does all these other pieces to it. It's not easy to do that. Like, it's not easy to, like, people would be like, oh, well, you know, you hear the auto-tune, you hear the effects on the vocals. Dude, it is not easy to sing, like, specifically to be able to, like, land certain sounds in that. And then also knowing that you're gonna do that because you want a certain sound, because you're gonna sample it and flip it and put it in a different part of the song. None of that's easy. So I love to hear, like, what she chooses to do with her voice and then where we hear it more throughout it, because we hear it looped or all kinds of other stuff. So that's super sick. And again, at the end of the day, I just love the attitude here. You know, you gotta talk that shit. You know, if everybody's gonna talk shit about you, that's fine. Let them be jealous, because your bag is up. All right, this is Everything is Romantic.
Tattoos on leather tan skin, Jesus Christ on a plastic sign. Fall in love again and again, riding roads through manual drive.
Okay, well, I fucking love this cadence.
Tattoos on leather tan skin, Jesus Christ on a plastic sign. Fall in love again and again, winding roads through manual drive. Bad tattoos on leather tan skin and again.
Oh, that timing is so sick.
Capri in the distance, in a place that can make you change. Fall in love.
Come on, like that shit right there is fucking cool. I don't care who you are. I don't care what kind of music you like. You have to fucking appreciate a transition like that. It was seconds, mere seconds of a transition, but it's so fucking sick.
Again and again, early nights and white sheets of lace curtains. Capri in the distance, in a place that can make you change. Fall in love.
Come on.
Romantic. Romantic.
All the fucking laser sounds for drums. Let's go.
Neon orange drinks on the beach. 4 generations make up a family. Early nights and white sheets with lace curtains. Pompeii in the distance.
Okay, see, I don't care. Like, Charli lived this. Charli experienced this. Like, this is the most fucking, like, specific shit right here. And I love it because it does all tie into that title, right? Like, everything is romantic. Like, the shit that she is saying specifically, it's these little things. It's the, you know, liquid death can on the side of the desk. It's these things that you remember from these memories that you made. And those things, when you're there, they come to life so real. I feel like if you're sitting on some stairs with somebody that you like have a lot of feelings for, and some leaves fly by, like, it's kind of romantic at that moment because it all is just part of that picture. If an artist was to paint that picture, you would have that picture of you so in love, and those leaves would be right there. It's part of that bigger picture. So it's fucking sick. Oh, that bass coming back in. Come on, in this vocal loop, this is what I'm talking about. She got the high notes going in the back. Oh, that filter that her vocal was on right there is so fucking cool. God damn it. and you hear the raindrops, or at least that's what I'm guessing that is right there. But that song is perfect. First half of that song building up, really setting the stage for what you were going to get in terms of the lyricism and kind of the composition of this entire song. I feel it's built up in this like symphonic kind of feel, and then at the same time it's pointing out very specific things in Charli's mind of these moments in which she had these romantic pieces. And then I love that as the song gets to that second half, it speeds up, the tempo goes up. We get this loop and filter of Charli's voice, and I love it so much. Everything is romantic, fall in love again and again. Fall in love again and again. Every single one of these like things that I'm experiencing, the plastic sign that says, Jesus, all this stuff, it doesn't matter. All of these things are coming together, and I am just reliving this love, and I keep falling in love with you with every single new kind of like experience that we're having, and these little things that are going on around it. It's like, we're in a car together, in every single building that we pass, I'm falling in love more and more with you. At least that's how I feel about this. That's how I would plug this, and I love that so much because all of that built in with the emotion of this instrumental is fucking solid. I just love, God damn it, I love the little transitions in this. I love the vocal effects in this. Everything is romantic. Baby, you just got playlisted. That is a banger right there. Okay, this is Rewind.
Sometimes I just wanna rewind. Sometimes in time to when I wasn't insecure, to when I didn't overanalyze my face shape. Nowadays I only eat.
Wasn't that like such a fucking good time in life when you don't overanalyze your face shape? I feel like as time has gone on, maybe the growth of social media continues, and me and Charli are the same age, so like we lived the MySpace days, and then you get to the point where, we're like, I feel like these days you have to be so overly critical of yourself. No, take that back. Fuck that. You don't have to be, but I feel like there's a pressure that now a lot of us tend to do that. It sucks because it's really hard to escape that.
Never feel embarrassed when I call out the paparazzi. Everyone else does it constantly. I hate these doubts that keep running through my mind. Sometimes I really think it would be cool to rewind.
Okay, that right there is solid. Vulnerability times 10. Like the ability for her to even come out and say, I even feel bad for having to call the paparazzi sometimes, even though everyone does it. I feel bad, why, I'm going to the best restaurants, but I'm constantly worried about the way I feel, about the way that I look. I want to go back to a time when I didn't have this insecurity. I think that there's two pieces to that, because one, we kind of always have that as humans, right? But like, imagine being in front of everybody all the time, always. Like, that would be very difficult to navigate. I feel like, I don't even like taking my picture. Like, I don't like, my wife's like, oh, take a picture with me. I'm like, God damn it. Okay, take a picture. He's like, you don't love it, right? You never love how you look in a photo. I can't even imagine if it's like, hey, take a photo with me that like 40 million people are gonna see. Fuck.
Rewind. I used to never think about Billboard, but now I've started thinking again, wondering about whether I think I deserve commercial success. It's run on.
It's got such a good vibe to it, even though there's a lot of sadness to it. One of my favorite bands ever is a band called Ruiner, and they have this huge thing at the end of one of their songs, and it says like days spent, months spent, years spent, saying if I had a time machine, hell yeah. And that is so fucking real for so many people, and I feel like the song kind of hits that. But Charli's also kind of saying like, basically, like, I used to burn CDs and just enjoy my fucking life, and now I'm worried about Billboard and if I'm good enough to be deserving of that. And I think that there's so much that has to go into that, and I think so many people will write off celebrities having fucking emotions because they have money, and I hate that, because it's like, doesn't matter how much money you have, sometimes that money just makes that mental health so much worse. But y'all don't want to have that conversation sometimes.
Sometimes I just want to rewind, want to turn back time to a different time. Oh, sometimes to be back.
Okay, well, you fucking call it too, girl.
Yeah, press rewind.
Yeah, That's fucking sick and sad at the same time, which is exactly kind of what I love about this sound. I love that we've got this up-tempo super banger of a song that is actually just kind of like daydreaming about, like, I wish I could go back to a time when I didn't feel the way I do now. It's like you work your whole fucking life to be able to live the dream of being this, you know, famous musician, right? Worked so hard to do it. And imagine that. Imagine you put all that time in and then you finally get there and you're like, fuck, I wish I could take it back. Or not, but she didn't necessarily say I wish I could take it back. It's more so like, I often daydream about what it would like to rewind. And it's not because she's not grateful for what she does. You know, that's not what I'm picking up in this. What I'm picking up is, holy shit, this kind of hit me out of nowhere. And it's like hard sometimes to not, like, you know, it's just like us. We looked at their lives like, oh my God, how cool would that be? Well, they probably look sometimes and be like, oh man, I miss kind of the simplicity of like being able to burn a CD and paint my toes and just fucking chill and not worry about not being good enough, even though I'm famous. Like I'll always ride for the fucking celebrities, famous people. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like mental health is mental health. And like the shit that people deal with, it's fucking real. Like so many times we'd be like, oh, like I'll see on the news where it'll be like blah, blah, blah. And then someone will make some side comment like, oh, I can't imagine being that upset with that kind of money. Money's paper, dude. All right. Anyways, this is so high.
Always on my mind. Every day, every night, your star burns so bright.
Beautiful.
When did I put you away? I was scared sometimes.
Love the chord
You
progression.
had a power like a lightning strike.
Yo, to be honest with you, going into this, like, I didn't really know that the thing I was going to be loving so much was Charli's vocals, even though, like, you know, obviously the last song we checked out, love the vocals. But, like, I read a lot of the comments that were like, oh, you know, the lyrics and you know, it's just a banger and all this stuff. So I was like, oh, we're just going to have a great time. But, like, I really love the emotion that Charli has in her voice in this song so much. That with that, you know, a little bit sad of a chord progression, I'm into it.
You're a hero.
Fuck.
And a human. Track was done. I'd make excuses. You would say, come on, stay for dinner. I'd say, no, I'm fine. Now I really wish I stayed. Always on my mind.
Okay, so like even with like Rewind, you know, we're talking about this like factor of like, oh, I have all these things, but now I look back and like, oh, what if I could take it back? This song is very similar. It feels like obviously there was like a very strong love at some point with this person. There was a lot involved that it seemed like it went on just so many levels. Like obviously like even living together and stuff. And then Charli saying like, you know, all these, like basically went through all this stuff and now I just wish I would have stayed. Like I wish I would have just like fought through whatever we were going through and just like made it work because now I'm here. Gotta rewind.
Every night your star burns so bright. Why did I put you away? I was scared sometimes. Didn't know how I should act. I watched you dance online. Your sounds, your words live on endless. When I make songs, I remember things you'd suggest. Make it faster with you like this one.
Wait, so I don't know if it was necessarily like a romantic kind of relationship, so much so as it seems like either it was somebody that she liked to make music with or somebody that she was just close in the music world with. Just judging by kind of what we're talking about, you know, I'm singing these songs you left behind. That part, okay. I think the hard part is I don't know anything about Charli xcx's life to really like catch him, you know, from like exactly what she's dealing with. But this, I feel, could also possibly be like somebody close to her that she lost, like a friend or a relative or something, just judging by like the amount of emotion that's there. And it's like, I'm doing these things, but I feel guilty about them. I feel like I'm performing these songs because, you know, we had these moments together, these songs together, but I just feel guilty about it. Kind of feel like she must have lost someone very close to her that she also enjoyed making music with.
I can cry, so I cry.
Fuck. So much fucking emotion in that. And her voice right there, everything they did with that, throwing it up in those high ranges, incredible. I'm somebody who can definitely pick up like the vibe of a song, like that, like, you know, you talk to a person, you kind of pick up a vibe of their attitude or kind of like what they're going through. I've always been pretty good at that. And I feel like in this, Charli is so good about, because obviously the shit's so real to her, right? Like, she's so good about that vulnerability just being on display here for everyone to see. There's something so like painful and sort of like tense about this song, and that sad chord progression and all of that stuff coming together. Again, just so, it's a heavy fucking track on a otherwise like upbeat dance banger of an album. And I think this is so important because it shows versatility. At the same time, it shows emotional depth. And even though we've already had songs that touched, you know, heavy type topics, they typically were, for the most part, other than Sympathy, or other than I Might Say Something Stupid, they've typically been kind of based around more of an up-tempo kind of song. Whereas this was very like real, and you can just feel that emotion so heavy. Okay, Girl, so confusing.
Girl, it's so confusing sometimes to be a girl. Girl. It's so confusing sometimes to be a girl. Yeah, I don't know if you like me. Sometimes I think you might hate me. Sometimes I think I might hate you. Maybe you just wanna be me. You always say let's go out, falling over and failing, and you can't tell what you're feeling. I think I know how you feel. It's so confusing sometimes.
Okay, so she's, I guess, kind of saying there, like, even though we're supposed to feel like we're supposed to get along or something, or that we're supposed to be like friends and hang out just because we're both girls, but like, just because you like to make music and I like to make music doesn't necessarily mean we have things in common just because we're both girls, or just because you know, our hair looks similar, we're supposed to somehow like be friends and stuff. It's kind of maybe just like stereotyping that, oh, you're a girl, you guys will get along.
How do you feel being a girl? How do you feel being a girl? And I don't know, I'm just a girl. Me, cause people say we're alike. They say we've got the same hair. One day we might make some music. The internet would go crazy, but you might still wanna see me falling over and failing. At least we
See, so that's kind of what she's saying here. She's saying like, I'm confused because we could be like best friends and be like hang out making music, but I also feel like there's this side where you could also want to see me fail. Like, are we friends because we're friends, or are we friends just because we're girls? Like, I think kind of the moral of the story that I'm kind of getting from this is the idea that I'm a girl, you're a girl. We know it's a confusing world to be in, but society kind of like pressures us to like have to be friends with each other or to like feel a certain way, but then, you know, sometimes we're celebrating each other, sometimes we're bringing each other down. There's this kind of like very confusing thing of the culture of just being a girl. Dude, I can hear these like fucking little vocal ad-lib moments from Charli all day. In fact, there it is. What if those just happen now? They're just stuck in my head like it's just every once in a while. Like that one. That one scared the shit out of me. Yeah, I love this. I'm a little confused by the lyrics only because it's probably just because what the fuck do I know? But at the same time, I do kind of feel like it is sort of just the societal kind of thing, and then the confusion of like, am I supposed to love you? Am I supposed to hate you? Or like, are we looking at each other because we're friends? Or like, are you judging me? It's just got to be this very confusing thing. And I think a lot of it has to go back to society's feelings with it. I love Charli's vocal work in this so much. I'm such a big fan of hearing those ad-libs all throughout this. And again, I love being able to talk about this so much because this song really utilizes taking those vocals and then sampling the fuck out of them throughout the song at the same time. So I love that I get to kind of just nerd out about the vocals a lot in this. And that was a vibe to me. So this next track is Apple. Oh, I've heard this. I guess I didn't know it was Charli xcx. This song is like fucking, who am I telling? The song is everywhere right now. Come on, just listen to that section right there. When I talk about like all the little, it's these little things that happen in the production of these songs. And there's like a bunch of it that happens in like these like just couple of seconds. It's just these little sound effects and shit. It all comes together so cool. Hey! It's so fucking catchy. What the fuck? Woo! That is so fucking catchy. What the fuck? That's such a... I think between this instrumental and like the hook of this song, this is gonna be like the only song anyone ever listens to. Like, how is it not? It almost feels like I'm doing a drug at this point. Woo! What, everything, like all these instrumentals are just like so fucking uplifting. Like, dopamine, daddy. Give me more. I want some more. I love this. This is such a fucking solid song. I have actually heard like maybe the beginning of that. I don't know. I've heard some of that. It's like fucking everywhere. I feel like I hear it in the background everywhere that I go right now. Did not realize that was Charli xcx. Totally fucking love this song. I love that drop into that. There's like this like pre-chorus and then like the chorus, but it feels like a pre-chorus and then the instrumental comes in and it's fucking so strong. Love that. At the same time, I also love what I was talking about before. Just even in the transitions, just having all these like random sound effects and stuff. You wouldn't think that would really like, you wouldn't think that would work out too well. It works out so beautifully in this kind of music, especially when you've got like the vocal chops and all kinds of other shit going on. You've got these really cool transitions that are happening. This is a banger. I feel like there's just like it hit certain frequencies in my ears. Your boy is hooked. I told you it's like a dopamine hit. I feel like that could be a dangerous song. All right, this next track is B2B. Fuck. I like that lyrically. I like the idea. I don't want to keep falling back into the vicious cycle of falling back into being with you. So maybe when this falls out again, you can run back to her instead, because we're just going to keep repeating this cycle and obviously it's going nowhere. Oh my God. I could. Okay. Where are my ADHD people out there at? Right? There's no way you don't love this song because like the dopamine reward system, I am getting so much dopamine from this because I love the whole fucking vocal line here. I love this entire fucking line. So just do it over and over again. Thank you. Anyone else pick one song and listen to it until you're so fucking sick of it? I can listen to a song like 300 times in a day until that motherfucker is like smoking when I play it on Spotify. Uh-oh. This is what I need to start producing. I love hip-hop, but this is so fucking cool. Just that I don't want to go back, but now I'm going to bring the mood in. I'm going to make you want to come back. So into this. Come on. I mean, I literally just had an entire moment where I had like a one kind of like instrumental thing rolling at the same time for like 30 seconds while also having that vocal chop sampled for that 30 seconds and then having vocal ad-libs. Are you kidding me? Like there was just a compound of all my favorite things kind of happening at once. I didn't realize just how much dopamine exist in dance music. I feel like I should have been listening to more of this sooner because I didn't know you could feel this warm and fuzzy and bright off of this. I love this, even though the lyrical content is sad. You don't ever want to be in the vicious cycle of being in and out of a relationship with the same person. It's so fucked up how we end up over somebody and then yet right back under somebody over and over again until it's so bad for us that we either like just fucking give up altogether or, you know, we go off and do something crazy. You never know, right? So I feel like that right there is absolute fucking banger and absolute dopamine pleasure. Mean Girls.
Lana Del Rey in her AirPods, yeah, she's in her mid-20s, real intelligent.
Oh.
This one's for all my bad girls. This one's for all my break your boyfriend's heart girls. For all my mean girls. This one's for all my bad girls.
Dude, this is a fucking banger right here. This is where you rage. Oh. Wait, what? What the fuck? Oh, wait, I love that rasp in Charli's voice right there. I don't know that I've really heard that before. Oh, I love it. This might be the summer anthem. Honestly, there's so many on this record alone. I've been saying this a lot, but like music's so good now that we'll get like 400 summer anthems. I fucking love that because we ain't just listening to one song. I do, but I do it like strategically, like when I'm feeling it, you know? But otherwise, like we're listening to playlists, you know, we're listening to full albums. So like I need a lot of songs for the summer. Brat might be the album for the summer though, because every single one of these songs, there's a couple sad ones that like, you know, kind of take the wind out. You got to pause for a second and, you know, kind of appreciate those emotions. But like all these other songs are so fucking upbeat that I feel like if I was on a road trip right now, I'd have like no choice but to like accidentally be speeding because all these songs have such a high BPM. The cops can pull you over. Why are you speeding? Dude, Charli xcx dropped an album. Have you heard this thing? Woo! You know, the Mean Girls actually deserve a fucking anthem as well because at the end of the day, like, let's be real, the baddest girls going to the club, doing all that stuff, living the New York high life, living the, you know, the club life, all those things. You're gonna have a lot of haters. You're gonna have a lot of people that got a problem with you, but you probably just got your AirPods on, listening to Lana Del Rey, enjoying your night, you know, whatever. Someone's gonna hate on you. Let it be. I like that this can be that moment for everybody. Just fucking celebrate. Celebrate being a mean girl. Own being up at the club. Own being out at 2 a.m. Own being like a New York fucking, you know, fashion person, whatever. Like, just own whoever you are. People are gonna fucking have a problem with you anyways. That's what I've learned. It doesn't matter what you do, who you are, how nice and how mean you are. People are gonna have a problem with you anyways. I think the important thing is owning whatever version of you that you are. And I like that Charli is here to fucking celebrate that shit. Like, yeah, be you, and also you go, girl. All right, this is I Think About It All the Time.
Think about it all the time, that I might run out of time, but I finally met my baby, and the baby might be mine. About my future for the first time, it was ice cold, playing demos on my iPhone. I went to my foot.
Love the vulnerability. And just, it's not even the vulnerability. It is. I love the realness. This is like, you know, we got these like super upbeat pop, hyper pop and dance songs, but like there's still like heart in it. There's still emotion in it. Even in this, you know, I hope like just the idea of even talking about what you have to think about in your head of how much do I have enough time left? What if I run out of time in my life? I don't expect that there are a lot of upbeat pop and like dance records that are specific. I mean, Jesus, like why would I even say that? Who fucking knows? I definitely don't. But I can't imagine that there's a lot of that. Especially when it's just like this. Like she's straight up using every one of these, every piece of the pocket she has to tell you her story. That's cool as fuck to me.
Holding a child, yeah. She's a radiant mother and he's a beautiful father. And now they both know these things that I don't. I think about it all the time, that I might run out of time. We miss all my freedom. Think about it all the time. I think about it all the time.
Wait, so I feel like she's also talking about the possibility of maybe having a child. I mean, it's hard because like I don't know a lot about Charli, but in this, it kind of sounds like she met a baby, and though the baby wasn't hers, but she met a baby, and it kind of made her think, is this something that I'm going to want? Or is it something I'm going to regret doing if I do it? Am I going to be too old? Am I going to run out of time to be able to even make the decision? These are all things that, again, that's why I can't believe people, dudes, try to govern women's bodies at all, because I can't even imagine. I know, like, from my perspective, I've been married a long time, and like I've had the conversation of like maybe having children and stuff, and then finally coming to the terms of not having a child. And like that's a lot for even just like, it was a lot for me. And like, I don't even have to deal with like the both realness and also the ability to even like have that conversation with myself to even decide if I could have a kid or not. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine being the one who is like, oh, I have to decide at a certain time if I even want to do this. I have to make sure I made the right decision. That's got to be very, very difficult for anybody. Fuck. Like, this is, like, that's fucking deep right there.
I think about it all the time.
You know, I saw some of the comments that had said that this was a vulnerable record, but like, that's a different level of vulnerability. That's a level of vulnerability that Charli fans will appreciate who have been with her since the beginning. Because if you've been following an artist, I mean, I take that back. Anybody can appreciate that. But a fan of Charli's would really appreciate that because you've watched her life play out in so many ways for all these years in music and all those stuff and all those pieces. So like, you hearing this and understanding like, oh wow, we've seen her do so many things in her life, and now like we're privy to a conversation essentially of like that people have when they're together of like, hey, like, should I stop my birth control? Like, should we start trying? And then also the thing that she says, like, am I doing this because I'm missing out on it? Am I doing this because I feel like my career is not like big enough? Am I doing this because I want to have that option, or are we considering doing this because I feel like I'm missing something, or like, is it gonna fix something? The point is, this is a very like heavy topic, not what I was expecting to hear in this. And also at the same time, I really appreciate it because it's insight on a whole nother level. Like, not even just from a fan, like she's literally putting it out there. Like, with my career, like, am I gonna feel like I lose my freedom if I have a kid? Like, all that kind of stuff, that's so fucking real. So this is such an amazing song for the sheer vulnerability and the fact that it makes it's a great sounding song, even though the whole time I appreciate the sound of it, but that's not what I'm listening to. I'm listening to the like just very real fucking moment from Charli. That's incredible. All right, this is the last song. This is 365.
Okay. 6'5" party girl. Should we do a little key? Should we have a little line when I go real wild when I'm
Should we do a little key? Should we have a little line? I mean, go off.
I really don't stop when I'm gonna jump when it drops when I'm dial 999. It's a good time. Who the fuck are you? I'm a brat when I'm bumping that. Now I wanna hit my track.
Who the fuck are you? I'm a brat when I'm bumping that? That's fucking sick.
My back look hot when I'm no, I really don't stop when I'm
oh shit.
Jump when it drops when I'm dial 999. It's a good time. Who the fuck are you? I'm a brat when I'm bumping that. Now I wanna hit my track. Are you bumping that? Till the windows crack, I'll be bumping that.
I know I want to hear my track. Are you bumping that? I fucking love her attitude in this.
Gonna jump when it drops when I'm dial 999. It's a good time. Who the fuck are you? I'm a brat when I'm bumping that. Now I wanna hit my track.
Dude, who the fuck are you? I'm a brat when I'm bumping that is like one of my favorite fucking things. Like, I want to make a remix. I just want to sample that part so hard.
Keep
Woo. What the fucking R2D2? Oh, I want to be a 365 party girl just for this fucking breakdown right here. What the fuck? This is just so gnarly. Look, you just had such a ride, like, throughout the whole album, because there's so many like fucking like variables that go on throughout this record. I feel like we just had an absolute roller coaster ride. I don't know what I expected going into this record, but I got a lot more than that. Where do I even start? Okay, let's we'll start with the sound. Sonically, I love this so much. I love this hyper pop dance kind of vibe. I'm such a big fan of these vocal loops that go on. I love the synthesizers in this. It's very heavy. I felt like even though like it's synth heavy and all those things, all these songs matched the like the tone of the emotion so well. And I think they really drove that. At the same time, I'm sweating my ass off from dancing this entire fucking time. And I think that says a lot. This, as of right now, this video is like, what, an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 16 minutes or something. And like, dude, it feels like it's been like 10 minutes. Like I did not know that the video was that long until I just fucking looked at it because of the amount of just like change ups and switches. And you know, when you're having fun, time really does fucking fly. And I feel like just the instrumentals alone make the case that this is a banger of an album, but there's so much more to it. The next thing I want to talk about is just the overall like lyricism of this, because I feel like the depth that we went to in some of these songs was way deeper than I was expecting. I like that there is a great mix of let's have some fun, let's party, let's talk about these fun things. I like that Mean Girls is this whole fucking anthem. Same with 365, like all that shit. Von Dutch, like I love that shit so much. But there's this other side to Charli, and you know, this is my first time listening to a record from Charli, so like I don't really know what kind of depth she goes into. But I love that we have, you know, songs that are like these upbeat, you know, like Mean Girls, but then we'll turn around and we'll do, I don't know, fucking I Think About It All the Time, which to me, I can't stop thinking about that song already because like, I love the sound of it. But God, like the lyrical content, I almost feel like I shouldn't know that. I almost feel like I was like listening to something that I shouldn't be listening to. And I think if I can get a Mean Girls type song and a song that I feel like I shouldn't be listening to because it's not my business type song, that shit's amazing to me. And I like that Charli can give that delivery with both of those feelings consistently throughout this entire record. Like where it flows smoothly. Like how do you make that flow smoothly? I don't know, but she fucking does. And to me, that's incredible. Just starting off with tracks like Club Classics, like to me, already saying like you're gonna be playing me in the club. Like when I go to the club, I want to hear the classics because I'm making the fucking classics, and you better be playing them. If I'm in this club, it's because I want to hear my shit. And I just feel like that was a great fucking mood for the rest of this record because we got that all over the place. There's so many moments of Charli celebrating herself, but then in the next track we'll get Charli's insecurity coming to life, or we'll get Charli second guessing herself, or second guessing motherhood, like all these things. So I feel like we're just getting a lot of the realm that is Charli in this. My favorite thing other than those lyrical topics though, I love Charli's vocals. I'm a big fan of the effects used in the vocal because it's not easy to sing that way. So I like her vocals by themselves, tried and true, fucking amazing. You add those effects, you start adding, I don't know if it was like a Melodyne or if we're using like some auto-tune stuff, just pitch correcting things. It's not that you're just pitch correcting. Charli's not singing and then trying to change the note so that it hits the note correctly so that she sounds like a better singer. That's not I think people get the wrong idea sometimes about the use of certain effects or auto-tune or things like that. Sometimes it is strictly to make a specific sound. It's you want the vocal to have that sound. And there's a reason for it. That electronic sound that you can get in the vocal sounds so cool when it's mixed into electronic heavy instrumentals, which is what we got here. So I like that we have that side of Charli being able to do all the effects and stuff, but just those pure vocals when bringing out that emotional depth. There were moments when I heard that rasp coming out in certain parts, like in Mean Girls, I think. But then we'll have a moment where we'll have just a really solid vocal, like in Back to Back, and then just run that thing like and loop it and do all this other stuff to it. The point is Charli having vocals that work for being in the song and also being the song. That is fucking awesome to me. There are so many things that I got out of this record. It makes me want to produce this kind of music so bad, which is really cool because up until this point, like I pretty much only do like hip hop and trap, and that is it. And it's all day, every day, and I love it. But I just had so much fun and like a true dopamine lift listening to this record that it's kind of opening my mind. Like I want to listen to more artists like this. Like I'm already going to ask you guys to tag more artists that are like this. At the same time, I feel like I need to listen to all of Charli's records now. She seems to be somebody that I would want to talk to about music. because it feels to me, just listening to the lyrics, listening to, you know, some of the production pieces in this and stuff, it seems to me that I could have a really great time nerding out with her about music and just watching her productions side. So perhaps after we do the album reactions, I don't know if Charli has like any kind of, I don't know, like documentary or anything. I know she's like an independent artist, so, or at least maybe, oh, okay. I was thinking about that because I've been looking at this whole time, and this was Atlantic Records, but I thought that she was independent. And so this must be Atlantic. Either she signed to Atlantic, or she did like a one record deal with Atlantic, or perhaps it's just Atlantic distributing. I don't know. There's so many things that go into that as well. What I was going to say is that I don't know if she has any kind of like documentaries or anything. I know that she is an independent artist, so I don't know if she put money in to do that or if she has anything like that. But after we do the albums and like I get to listen to all the music, I would probably really want to do like a documentary reaction over on Patreon to like maybe like studio sessions or anything to let me get into the mind of Charli a little bit more, to understand more about kind of the genius that's going on in here. I love this. I like the style a lot. I love the up-tempo kind of feel of this. And for somebody with ADHD, I feel like there's a lot of dopamine to be had in this. So like I kind of feel like it can be kind of a go-to when you need a pick-me-up, because holy shit, I get the idea of the Brat summer now. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe also. If y'all want to support the channel and get access to the full uncut album reactions, including Brat, make sure to check out Patreon. It's literally so cheap to sign up and it supports me so much. The link's in the description. Thank y'all so much from the bottom of my heart. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.